Hello, my beautiful mystic hearts, and welcome to today's love reading. Okay, so I was hearing, is it really over? As I'm sitting down to do the reading today. So I think that whoever is tuning into this message today, that I think that you think that this might actually have finished at the time between yourself and this person on your mind might actually be over. I still feel like you've still got hope though, but definitely the thought has crossed your mind that this actually might be the end of this connection. So let's actually tap into it today, into your connection, and actually let's see what's going on. So I have been called to get this little pink deck to start with today, which means that I'm probably going to be channeling to start with will be the divine feminine, or who I'll be speaking with right now. Well, then after we've done a check-in with you and we've seen what's going on around you in love, then we'll get into your divine masculine after that. But let's go. Let's get into it. So, like I was hearing, I'm just keep hearing, is it over? Is it really over? Which means I think that you might be in deep reminisce at the moment, um, my beautiful divine feminines. And just a quick reminder as well that there is no gender to these readings. You could actually be identifying either with the masculine or the feminine. Just depends on what healing journey you're on as to whether you identify either with a runner or a chaser energy. So we'll be saying him or her, masculine, feminine, but it's not gendered. It does not matter which meat vessel you're in. You could actually be in either. All right, so straight away we've got ascending, which is tried to flip over here. So transcending obstacles, learning, expansion, new phase. I'm being straight away drawn to the word new phase here, which I think that you've been doing a lot of healing um, in this separation. So I definitely think you are in separation from this masculine. I think that it has been for some time, and I think that that is why this feeling of is it really over is coming through. And you're really wanting to know if this is a new phase or not. But we've got preparing for union. So I still think that union is still on your mind. And I think that you're still hoping that this masculine is also preparing for union as well. But definitely you're going through a real ascension phase at the moment. So really, I'm just going to get your energy into these. But a real ascension phase. So like I said, I think that there's been some time since you've heard from your masculine. I think that there has been quite a lot of distance and separation between the two of you. However, I do feel that you have been using this time to really look at your shadow, to really examine your childhood wounding, and you're really starting to step into a very abundant phase in your life, is what I'm hearing. So let's just get your energy in here. What is around this beautiful main collective? Okay, so I'm going to split the deck here just to see really what's happening. All right, so we've got Sword and Rose, and we've also got Heartbreak as well. So Sword and Rose, so it's really around truth, clarity, revelation. So I wonder, I'm hearing a couple of things, and it will make, there'll be more clarity as I keep going. But I am hearing that you're waiting for this revelation to come through. So you're waiting for this truth, for this clarity. You're waiting for this. I think that there were a lot of untruths when this person on your mind and you were together. I think that there was a lot of, I just heard the word deceit. It's a pretty strong word. I don't normally use that word, but I think whether you actually know it or you have intuition about it, about there being untruths, but these untruths ultimately led to the separation between the two of you. And I think that you were probably gaslit about those truths. So I think that you either, like I said, you either have knowledge about this. Either this may have been a third party. I'm just hearing that straight away, third party. But there was, and that might not necessarily be romantic. It could be a variety of different things. But there was a certain situation here that he was really dishonest with you, or you feel that he was really dishonest with you, and you were waiting for this truth and clarity to come through. It could also mean that something has just hit your table. I was hearing that, but I don't think it has. I think that this is what you've been waiting for, is this revelation to come through from your masculine, for him to actually be truthful for you for once. I was just hearing. Also, roses might also be a significant flower to you as well. They could actually mean something. But we've got the heartbroken card here. So I definitely think that this separation, that this connection led you to a lot of heartbreak. I think that you have been deeply hurt by this connection, You have been in mourning for a loss for a long time. Also, it's saying there's separation and breakup. So just confirming that you guys definitely are in separation, not just emotionally, but also by distance as well. I do think that this person does live a fair way from you. I don't think that this person's 5 minutes up the road. I do actually think there is quite a bit of distance here. But yes, you guys have been in separation, and this has been a really tough time for you while you've been in separation. I think that you've been really craving this person for a really long time. And this is why it's leading to this question that you have, is this really over? All right, so let's just get a few more cards here. So it's your overall ruling energy. So let's really break it down and get your top row here. Oh, that's way too many. Okay, that one really wants to come out, and I'll take one more, please. One more. Okay. So we will get a few more, but this is just your top row. So this engagement rings popped out straight away first. And then we've got these here. So we've got karmic relationships, mirror, love, and then paradise. All right, so I think that this is ultimately, I'm getting a couple of things for this engagement ring. So either you guys were engaged, or this was, or serious commitment was spoken about when you guys were together. I think though that there was not a lot of substance that was put behind this. I have a feeling that this masculine offered you a lot when you guys were first brought into union, but then just as quickly as it was offered, it was also taken away just as quickly. I think that for a long time, this is what you've wanted, right? So you've wanted this completion with this person, this union with this person. Like I said, there has been quite a bit of distance here, and I don't think that you have heard from this person for quite some time. But definitely, I think that this is still something that plays on your mind. So engagement, partnership. You would have met this person at a very broken time in your life. You would have both been very broken people when you met each other, which is, a feature of, of a twin flame or a divine connection. And just as quickly as you guys met each other, you would have been separated just as quickly as well. So we've got the mirror card here, right? Which means that you did actually mirror to each other all of those childhood wounding, all get my words out and saying all that childhood wounding that you need to heal out. This is actually what you mirrored back to each other when you came into contact, which is what happens. That's also another one of those features, is that this divine counterpart is supposed to mirror back to you all of that childhood wounding that you have to heal out, all of those wounds, all of that shadow work that you've pretty much been avoiding for most of your life. Meeting this masculine would have mirrored back to you exactly what you need to heal out, would have actually required you to confront that shadow for the first time. And this is actually what you've been healing out a lot. So a lot of self-image, relationships, wounds, introspection. It's been a very introspective time in your life right now. I would remind you as well that while you may be thinking that it's over, and I'm just getting the sense that you might be feeling quite sad about things at the moment, is that had you not met this masculine, then you would not have been able to start this amazing healing journey that you've been on. And so while it may be hurting right now, I'm just being told to remind you to look at all of the progress that you've made. You've come a really, really long way for this right collective. And I think that you do look back at yourself as to who you were, say, even 6 months ago, and just go, wow, like, look how far I've really come. And this is that mirror. So I'm just hearing you're also holding up a mirror to yourself as well. Not only did this person mirror back to you those wounds you need to heal out, but it's also pushed you into holding a mirror up to yourself and actually really looking inwards and looking at yourself to see how you can better relate to yourself and to other people around you, not just in romantic relationships, but I'm hearing also in friendships and family, friends, work relationships as well. I'm just hearing for the very first time you were able to put down boundaries that you've never been able to put down before, that you're really stepping into an image of self-love. I'm also seeing my healthier ways of doing cards as well, my healthier choices. So I think that you might have also, I just heard, this might be a bit random, but you've just given up alcohol. I just heard that. I don't think that alcohol is a massive issue, but I just heard that couple of glasses of wine at night, you're no longer doing that. Sounds random, I know, but it's going to be resonating with someone. And so I think for a little while you thought about this relationship as a karmic relationship. And I think that this might be what you are kind of starting to ask yourself now is this actually a karmic relationship? Could anybody that says that they love me actually hurt me the way that they have? And so I think that once again, I'm getting a couple of things for this karmic relationship. I think karmic relationship is also what you have been healing out as well. So you've been healing out a lot of your karmic cycles, really letting go. It says loving you again, so letting go and loving you. So really just letting go of those karmic relationships, karmic situations in your life. Like I said, you've been doing a lot of shadow work as a result of this. But also I think that you do ask yourself whether this was a karmic relationship or not. So was this actually my twin flame, my divine connection, or are they just gone forever? I will say this as well, is that this might potentially be a layer that you're just going to need to get through, a lesson really in trusting in the divine, letting go of perceived control, letting go of your fear of abandonment, really looking at that again. I'm just hearing that this might be a layer that you need to get through. Is this really over? And really just asking yourself again, is where should the focus be in this journey? Is it on reunion with this person, or is it everything else that we're supposed to be focusing on when we're called to this journey? The things around self-love, healing out trauma, stepping into the mission, into your mission work. Really focusing on being the best, very best version you can of yourself. Really, that is where your focus should be, truly. And that this person will be released back to you, but they will only be released back to you in divine timing. So they are never going to be released back to you at a time where you're not ready for it, when they're not ready for it, and at a time where releasing them back to you may actually make your trauma worse. The divine would never allow that. They will never allow the divine masculine to come in and interfere with the divine feminine like that, to actually trigger the divine feminine into trauma again. They will never allow that. So there'll be a reason why I made that regression and the digression. There'll be a reason for that, and that will really resonate with the right collective. But then we've got love. So unconditional love, self-love, oneness, passion, affection. I'm hearing a couple of things. I think that this is still this love that you have for this person. I think that you are really trying to focus on other things. I did hear that, but really love is still how you feel for this person. You're hoping that this person still holds a candle. I just heard candle to your heart, right? Candle to their heart. You're hoping that this person still has love for you. But like I said, this faith in the journey is really starting to, you're in a bit of a low at the moment, I am feeling. But this person has taught you and really triggered you to finally into what unconditional love is. I don't think you had any idea as to what unconditional love was before you met this person. And not just unconditional love for someone around you, but also for yourself as well. So real self-love. So this is coming out again. So self-love here, self-image, just all around that beautiful shadow work that you've been doing. And like I said, I think for the very first time, you were really starting to look in the mirror and really like what you see, is what I just heard. So really looking in the mirror and really liking what you see back at yourself, or reflected back to you. Then we've got happiness, right? So this is you stepping into, joy, playfulness, oneness. You are really stepping into a very abundant period in your life with this Paradise card. But I do think that this is something that you are really hoping, right? Enjoying each other, oneness. You're really hoping that this masculine is going to come back, and that you will, in a healed state, and that you will end up. I'm just hearing playful. I think that you guys, when you were together, I do think that there was a lot of love. There was a lot of low points I'm hearing. I'm really seeing the Five of Wands cards. There was a lot of conflict. But at the same time, I'm hearing there was a lot of playfulness between you guys as well. I just heard that you were quite cheeky with each other. That all makes sense to whoever this reading is for. And I just had a couple of cards fall on the floor here. Oh, it's actually one card. Oh, coffee cup. Oh, that's interesting. So meeting, conversing, savoring the moment, feeling uplifted. I didn't feel like this person had reached out, but I think that this is really this coffee cup. That's my message card. I think that you were very much hoping that this is what is going to happen. Interesting that they came out under engagement ring as well. I think this is what you're hoping for. I don't think this has come across your table yet, but I definitely think that you were hoping for that message to come through, that, hey, how are you, to come through, which will then ultimately then lead to a potential union. I do think that this is what you're hoping for. For the right collective, I don't think that this has come across your table yet. You might also have intuition that this is about to come through. But given what I was originally feeling, look, that's just come through there. Look, heart with the key. So welcoming love, meeting the one, opening the heart. That's the other card I was seeing before, is really much heart with the key. I think that you both hold the key to each other's heart still. But let's see. All right, so karmic relationship. And there's the boat card. So receiving what you need, progression, arriving, moving on, closure issues. Yeah, so this is you, and this is really confirming what we were saying before, is that you were starting to really close out karmic relationships, karmic cycles in your life. I'm hearing that you're having a real frequency upgrade around you. And this is always reminds me of the Six of Wands card. So that real, leaving those really trepid waters and then moving into much calmer seas after that, after you've been through some real tower moments, I'm hearing, and you really with these karmic relationships, and really starting to lead into much calmer waters. But moving on in closure. So I also think that this is your feeling with this person as well, is that, look, do I actually move on with this person? Was this person actually just a karmic relationship? Or was this person my divine? This may just be a layer that you're going to have to get through, which is what I said to you before. This may just be a layer. I think your intuition knows. Your intuition knows whether this is a karmic relationship or not. I'm just hearing that you need to be trusting in your intuition. And if you're doubting this connection, then it's going to be mirrored back. Your doubt will be mirrored back to your masculine again. So you need to be really careful. I'm hearing that you need to be really careful about self-talk right now, and how you're talking about this person to yourself. All right, mirror. Oh, there it is, my healthier choices. There we go. That is actually the card I was seeing before. So mirroring back to all those things that you need to be changing about yourself. And so you're making healthier life choices. So not just in love, but in everybody around you as well. So I'm just hearing working relationships, finally setting down boundaries, really liking who you're seeing in the mirror now, which means that you've been on this journey for quite some time. I think that you met this masculine quite a long time ago. There's been some serious time here. I'm just hearing the word time. The time is a real factor. But definitely making life choices. I just heard you've given up those couple of glasses of wine in the evening. I just heard as well that you might have just had like a new gym regime, or just getting out in nature more as well. I just heard that. But really just trying to make far healthier choices in life. Really stepping into those new cycles. So a lot of real 10 energy, the number 10, so closing out new cycles. I've then got the snake under love. So unconditional love, self-love, passion. Interesting, this would come up here, right? So we've got clever, malicious, look over your shoulder, the other woman. I have a feeling that this is how you feel, this masculine. When I was first saying that there was a lot of deception, or you feel that there was quite some deception, you're wanting that revelation, that truth to come through. This is it here. So this is the snake around. So looking over your shoulder, the other woman. There really might have been a third party here. It could have been very much romantic with the other woman. You would have intuition about this though, or you would actually know this for a fact. You also, I'm hearing that this could also be around family members as well. I'm hearing that there could have been a female figure, like as a mother or a sister, could have actually really played a part in this, and really in the demise of your relationship. I'm hearing. But I think that there was a little bit of malicious activity that went on here that then ultimately led to the separation between the two of you. But given that this has come up in unconditional love, I'm just hearing that you love this person regardless of that. That you are wanting the truth to come through, but that you're loving this person anyway. If that makes sense, that will make sense to the right person, to the right collective. That will really make sense. But I also think that this masculine also, when you knew him, also had some quite sneaky behavior as well. And then just lastly, under paradise. Oh, there it is. There's the clock. There it is. Right, I won't take it, but there it is there. So needs time, takes time, in cycles, time for healing. So yes, I do think that it has been a long time since you've heard from this person. And then we go, and then we've got revelation that's come up just underneath that as well. So that's just confirming it's a revelation that you want. You've been waiting a really long time for this truth to come through from this person, this snake behavior. Gosh, what's happening here? Tower moment. You could be going through a tower moment right now. Right, just one more under paradise, please. There it is. That's the card. Coffin. All right, so endings bring new beginnings. All right, so you really are closing out cycles. You really are stepping into that really expansive period in your life. You really are closing out those old karmic cycles, old karmic issues, relationships, and as I keep saying, just really stepping into a really love-filled, really it's your pentacle path as well, I'm hearing. But it's just a really lovely, joyous energy that you're stepping into. You're just letting go of all of this ickiness that's behind, and you're just saying, no, that's it, and then stepping forward into something much better, much healthier. That's what I'm here to just confirm that. But I mean, there's a reason why we got through that clock, right? So you've been waiting for a long time for this truth to come through. Really a long time. All right, so what I want to do now is I do want to get a couple of oracle cards. So I'm just wondering, Spirit, what do we do? I reckon we just get straight into this masculine. That's what I'm hearing. All right, let's just get straight into this masculine. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to see what kind of energy your masculine is in at the moment. So because you've got this whole, is it really over? So let's do this. So I've got this animal deck here. So the Beasts of Albion animal deck here. And I just want to see what kind of energy your masculine is sitting in. So let's do this. I will be referring to the booklet as well for these, just to make sure that we are really getting through the right messages. But I just want to get through your masculine's energy here. I might just ring out your energy as well, just to get the masculine's energy. So we've got the cockerel or the rooster. Oh, that's way too many. We've got the stag here. This cat being told to take the stag. All right, so we'll take the stag. And then just one more. So this is the energy that's around your masculine. And then we've got the snake. Interesting cards. So these numbers could be really relevant to you as well. The number 15, 19, and 3. They could really be significant. I'm hearing March as well. So the 19th of March, 15th of March. Those might actually be quite significant numbers or dates for you. But let's get this here. So we've got the chicken, the rooster. To start with. So let's get this number. Let's see what's going on. All right, so that actually opens straight on to that. So clearly Spirit wants me to see this. So this is for your masculine's current energy. So this represents the confidence to turn your back on old fears and start a new way of life. But beware of overconfidence. It can also represent an awakening to a new realization, an enthusiastic embracing of change, which may lead to a new direction or vocation. The light heralding the cockerel banishes doubt and uncertainty. So I am actually hearing that although there has been quite a lot of time between, which is causing doubt in you, right, is this time that's been between the two of you, that you will be actually surprised at the amount of healing that is actually going on with your masculine. So just as you are closing out karmic cycles and trying to really be the best version of yourself, that is actually flowing through in your threads, and it's going through this masculine. So this masculine is also going through a deep reflective time of change. And like I said, I think you'll actually be really surprised as to what's happening in this masculine's life. The fact that he's in this cockerel energy also, it also does speak to a bit of, like, you know, the word, right, a bit of cockiness. So I do think that maybe this, which I don't know if you think is a bad thing or not. Maybe it's actually what attracted you to this masculine to start with, but I think he can be a little arrogant, a little bit, really, which roosters typically are, right? They can be a little bit arrogant. But I think this is also something that he's working on. So I think that arrogance around him, that real cockiness about him, was both a plus and a negative. I'm hearing that. So I think that it was both something that attracted you to him, but also something that you found infuriating probably. And I think that also led to a lot of issues between the two of you. But I think that this is part of his shadow that he's really starting to heal out. And I think that you are mirroring each other. So the mirror card came up for you. I think just as much as you are closing out old cycles, so is this masculine. Like I said, I think that you need to remember what this journey is about. And really, you need to be trusting in divine timing, and really trusting that at the right time, you guys really will be brought back together again. Because he is in this energy, this healing energy, closing out old cycles. All right, so then we've got the stag as well. So the number 19, I think we said that. I always see earrings here. So your masculine may actually have an earring. I always see this whenever this card comes out. But let's get the book on this one. So the number 19. So this represents the choice of whether to fight or flee from a situation. It can mean the possession of strength to fight when concerned, and the strength to sacrifice yourself for others, or old ideas for new. The stag prefers to avoid confrontation, however, and often needs to be forced to stand firm rather than running away from events. So this is that avoidant behavior of that masculine. It is quite an avoidant card, the stag. But like I said, I think that this is old energy and that this is part of his shadow that he's trying to heal out. The stag can be quite flighty. Let's be honest, like they're deers, right? So they can be really quite flighty. If they're spooked, right, then they run away if they're spooked, right, just by nature, but which is a real avoidant energy, right? It's just, they don't, if they get spooked, if they, especially in relationships, they don't like to be tied down, quote unquote, tied down. They the whole fear of commitment. They get spooked very easily in relationships, and not just in their romantic relationships, but just in relationships in general. So relationships with family, friends, anything that requires too much commitment from them. It just is a real trigger for them. And I think very much that this led to a lot of conflict between you and your masculine. I'm hearing this is a real stag behavior. I don't know why whenever I see this card too, I also think of the Knight of Wands. To me, it's quite a player card as well. I don't know why, but I just feel that. So that will resonate with the right collective here. But I think that your masculine, when he presented to you, was very Knight of Wands. So really, a lot of wands out there. It's a real player card, real that player energy. Very flighty, quite avoidant. But like I keep saying, I think that this is that old shadow that this masculine is trying to heal out from. Also plays into the whole cockiness as well, right? That whole sort of that bit of arrogant. Hearing the word swag, had a bit of swag, not necessarily in a good way. Like I said, I think that swagginess was a real, really appealed to you to start with. But I think that you grew tired of it quite quickly, I'm hearing. And then we've got this snake here. So I'm just getting the book here for the snake. So it says your masculine's current energy and just what he's healing out. I will then drill into how he's viewing this connection, but I just wanted to confirm that this is the energy that your masculine is in. All right, so then we've got the snake. So this represents the growth process through several successive stages. Yeah, so he's really shedding his skin. So he's really, truly on a healing journey. It can also mean regeneration, the ability to renew your energies and to heal yourself. Or it may signify change, which is necessary, however painful it may prove to be. The snake has the ability to grow, to achieve great changes through a series of smaller steps. So he's on his healing journey. As I was picking up before, I think that you will be quite surprised as to the new skin. I just keep hearing new change, like he's shed his old skin. I just keep hearing that. I think that when you finally do get brought back into union with this masculine, I think that you will be really surprised about the person that you see. I think that he will be very different. I think that he will have really gone through quite a significant metamorphosis. I'm also seeing my butterfly and my dragonfly cards as well. I think that I just think that you'll be really surprised about what's actually going on in this masculine's life. Don't forget, you two actually mirror each other as well, even though you can't see each other in the 3D, in the 4D, in the 5D. You guys are actually, however many Ds that there are, you are actually mirroring each other. And so if you're closing out karmic cycles, that actually flows through to the masculine, and that energy also pulls him into closing out karmic cycles as well. It's just that he's generally, the masculines are generally, just through the pure nature of the types of veils you're wearing, the masculine is typically just a fair bit behind you in the journey, but he's still on the journey. It takes a little bit for those masculines to catch up to the feminines. Simply because the feminines, and I'll just digress on that. I'm just being told to digress there. So the feminines, pretty much as soon as you go into separation, because of the trauma that separation that break actually causes in you that total heartbreak, that starts in you. You pretty much start on your healing journey almost immediately because of the nature of that veil that you're wearing. So that real longing veil, that real need for validation that you're not getting from the masculine because the masculine isn't around, that real fear of abandonment. And the longer that the masculine stays away from you, then the more you are forced and pushed into actually going, putting that under review and actually looking at that and healing it out. So pretty much immediately the feminines go into that healing journey pretty much straight away. The masculines, on the other hand, because they're wearing their avoidant veil, the only coping mechanism that they have, the only thing that they know how to do when they do meet their divine feminine, because their divine feminine activates all of their trauma and all of that highlights to them all of the things that they need to heal out, the only coping mechanism that the masculine has is to avoid. And they will avoid for as long as possible. And so they then will go through a succession of real karmic relationships, karmic situations. The universe will bring those into their life, situation after situation, until they eventually stop, surrender, and then go on their own healing journey. So very often the masculines feel like they're pretty much cursed, truly, after they go into separation from their feminine. And it's done for a very good reason, because they need to ultimately surrender to the journey. But it takes the masculines a little while, right? Because they are avoiding. They avoid. They do whatever they can do. They numb themselves out. They'll use substances. All sorts of things just to try to really get the memory of you. They try to get the memory of you gone. It doesn't work, of course. It doesn't work, because the more they avoid, the worse it actually just gets for them. To be honest, it just gets worse and worse. So, but I feel like your masculine. He's on his healing journey. He's there. He's mirroring you. He's starting to close out karmic cycles. All right. So, what I want to do then is I want to get how your masculine is currently seeing this connection. So, which cards will I get for this? Might get some picture cards, I think. All right. How is this masculine? And then we'll get the tarot. I want to see what your team wants you to know about this connection. But how is this masculine seeing this connection? Oof, I'll get these working here. All right. How is this masculine seeing this connection? That's way too many. All right. I don't have any funny. I don't have normally cards are popping out at me. So funny that they're not now. So I am going to split the cards. I just want to see just the overall ruling energy for this masculine when it comes to this connection. And then we'll get a few cards to confirm. It's almost as if you're masculine. He doesn't really be a bit secretive here. Like I said, I've only got cards popping out at me. So let's see. So straight away, so we've got hurting. We've got unknown caller, so stalking, hanging up, unknown numbers. So he's really in deep regret at the moment over this connection. So I'm really seeing that 5 of Cups energy. So he's crying, depressed, pain and sorrow. I really think that he's just full of emotion right now when it comes to this connection. So just as much as you are probably thinking, is this really over? Are we done? Your masculine is going to be mirroring that as well. So I think that he's just as hurt about this as what you are. We've then got this unknown caller, so stalking, hanging up, unknown numbers. I certainly hope that this is not what he's doing. If you have, I wonder if you have just had an unknown caller just come through to you. Maybe you have had something come through to your table, or maybe not really. Maybe it's not maybe we weren't sure if it was this person or not, but we do have stalking here hanging up. I certainly hope that he's not doing that, or like picking up the phone and then hanging up again on you. I certainly hope that that's not going on. But it's what this is what is saying. Also stalking. So you may have knowledge of this person looking at your socials again for the first time in a long time. Maybe that's also maybe I've just heard that you've just seen this person pop up on your socials, but yet they're staying quiet. They're still keeping their cards very close to their chest, is what I'm hearing. And so might actually be where all of this emotion from you is coming from. Is this really over? But I can tell you that he's still really hurting. Your masculine is really hurting at the moment. Okay, so let's get your top row here, your masculine's top row. That's a beautiful card to come out. It does not surprise me that that card came out first, but we'll get to it. 2 more cards, please. All right, I said 2 more, but 3 more popped out, so we'll deal with this. So we've firstly got high value. We've got spotlight, stubborn. None of these cards are not surprising me. Red flags. We've got that unknown caller coming out again. I certainly hope he hasn't been coming across, or he's thinking about it. I certainly hope he isn't. This is really not, I'll be honest, if this is this masculine, if he's thinking about like stalking you like that, that's not great energy, I'll be honest. It's quite wounded, almost wounded feminine, I'll be honest, really. But we'll come back to here. So high value is that first card here. So Empress, beautiful. So this is how he sees you, right? He still sees you as his Empress, as his soul connection, right? He still sees you as this. You are the Empress. I'm also hearing High Priestess as well. So he still sees you as a very high value woman. I don't think that your masculine feels worthy of you, is what I just heard. I don't think your masculine feels very, very worthy. I think that they see you as very high value. And the fact that we've got here spotlight has come out straight after it. So when I was talking about socials, or you've got an idea of them looking at your socials, I just straight away, I always see on stage here. So you might actually be online yourself, or you have a fairly large following of some sort in whatever you do. And I think that the spotlight is on you, right? That you are a bit in the limelight. And I think that this also, music might be really relevant to you guys. But I do think that this masculine has, especially because we've got this stalking card as well. I might actually just move these. We've got this stalking card. So I do think that you're in the spotlights in some way, something to do with work, with your pentacle path or your mission work. You're in the spotlight in some way. And I think that he's been looking in on you. I actually really do. I'm surprised the snooping card didn't come up. And I also think that you've got knowledge of him snooping. I don't think he's actually come through to you. I think you're waiting for that coffee cup card. You're waiting for that revelation, or that coffee cup that'll lead to that revelation. But I don't think this has come in. But I do think that something's happened here. They've popped up in some way, but without actually popping up, if that makes sense. That'll make sense to the right collective. Also, I'm seeing self-absorbed. So I think that this masculine was quite self-absorbed when you guys were together, and I certainly think that this is what is going over in his mind and the masculine's mind a lot. And also we've got stubborn as well. So he knows how stubborn he's been here. Selfish, inflexible, self-absorbed. These are all of the things that he's going over. And then also we've then got, and so we've got red flag. So he understands all of this stuff makes him a big red flag, is what I just heard. So he's really examining his red flags in life right now. So I'm just hearing. Also, as well, you could be dealing with a Taurus. So I always see that as that real bull energy. Taurus, you could be an earth sign dealing with an earth sign. So Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn as well. Those are your three earths. But straight away I was hearing Taurus. But he understands that these are red flags. And this is what he's so heartbroken about, is I really think that he knows how much damage has been here. Because look, when we've got the broke card, so living beyond their means, unemployed, I think that this was the energy that this masculine met you in, that he's going over. This is part of his shadow he's trying to heal out. So he was broke. I'm hearing both financially and spiritually broke when he met you. All right, so let's keep breaking this down. So we've got that beautiful Empress card here. Oh, look. And then we've got, so determined. So he does want commitment with you. So persistent, still holding on, flowers, gifts. Wedding rings came out in your first deck as well. So I certainly think that if you guys weren't married, or though I think that potentially you were, or that this was something that was seriously spoken about, is engagement. I think that you guys might have actually been engaged. But he's still holding on to this memory. I just think that when he came in, when you guys were first brought into union, he was broke. Like, he truly was, both financially and spiritually. There is no way that he could have offered this to you. But he still wants to offer this to you. Look at this. And here's the roses again. So I truly think that roses are something very important here as well. But he is persistent. He wants this with you. He wants this commitment. Also, so we've got Spotlight. I'm just hearing that he knows how special the commitment is with the two of you. So Spotlight. But then we've got self-love. So loving you, taking back control, finally being happy. I think that he can see how much self-love you've got. Oh, and I'm just being told to look at the bottom of this deck. We've got message. He really does want to reach out to you. He really does. And in fact, we've got unknown caller message, thinking of you. And then we've also got then the opposites attract, which is the twin flame card. So message, thinking of you, and then twin flame. I won't take these cards, but this is all how this masculine is seeing this connection. He does really want to come through to you. I just don't think that he sees himself as worthy of you yet. But we can see here we've got self-love. So whatever you're doing, whatever it is that you're in the spotlight for, he can see you stepping into your power. So I'm very much seeing the Nine of Pentacles card, that real glow-up energy. But he can see the self-love that you are getting around yourself. All right, so taking back control, finally be happy. Here we are, roses again. So we've got roses. Roses keep coming up. I wonder if he's just showing up at your house with a bunch of roses, or roses have just come in, or maybe roses is one of your signs, or something to do with roses. All right, I won't take those cards. But you're really stepping into a very self-love, abundant phase. I just heard so was he, though. So this is also his. Don't forget, you guys are mirroring each other. So this is his journey as well. He's also finally stepping into a phase of self-love. All right. So we've got this here. So we've got Inferno. And then we've got conflict. So Inferno, so chaos, job loss, everything crumbling. This has come up under unknown caller. So whatever is going on here, I mean, like I said, I certainly hope that he isn't stalking you, but I have this funny feeling that he kind of is. And this is coming out of this inferno that he's going through at the moment. I think that there is this real tower moment going on with him. I think there's a lot of messiness going on in his life right now. And if it's not external, then it's internal. There's a real internal, I'm feeling that maybe it's not an external thing. I think this might be emotionally. I just think that there's just a lot of chaos here. In saying that, though, we do have job loss and we've got unemployed. So maybe he really is going through, maybe he has just lost a job. Maybe this is one of the karmic cycles that is being presented to him, is maybe things are starting to be taken out of his life, and maybe it is his job. Also, too, I'm just being told that if his job was no longer aligning with him, with his frequency, so as he's upgrading in frequency, as he's healing, as he's on his journey, as he also begins to step into his mission work, if he is in a type of job, this also goes for you too, right? That if you are in employment or in a line of work that is not serving your higher self, it will actually be removed. So he may be also going through that. He may actually be going through an energetic upgrade, and his job might have just been removed from him if it's not aligning with him anymore. You would have some idea about this though. But whatever is going on in his life, this is what is leading him to stalking you ultimately. And if this is what's going on in his life, kind of makes sense that if he's put you on this pedestal, which is what, and the twin flame card actually did pop up just before. You know, twin flames, you do hold each other on such a high pedestal that he probably is lacking a bit of confidence to come through to you at the moment. But then we've got conflict resolution. So he knows how stubborn he's been here, but he wants to resolve this. He wants to make amends. He wants a positive outcome here. Right? He wants to resolve that conflict. Like I said, I think that this stubbornness, this inflexibility, it led to a lot of conflict between the two of you. As I said, I'm just really seeing that Five of Wands card. And he knows, right? So there we go. So the deception that was there, the distractions, I'm going to have to put something over this. The temptation, always busy, keeping you waiting, the distractions. He knows all of his red flags. He knows what it was. Right? Might have to do that. Right? He knows all of his red flags. He knows that he didn't make you feel like a priority, and that there were always things ahead of you in this connection, or at least that's how he made you feel. He knows that through his avoidant behavior. He understands that. And this is what he's going over, is all of the red flags. That he is looking at himself like a big red flag at the moment. I think for a long time that's how you also viewed him as well. But we've got unemployed. So broke, living beyond their means. And then finally, we've got broken mirror. So you are both mirroring each other. And I also think that you mirrored each other when you were in the connection as well. So just confirming this whole mirror dynamic, the twin flame dynamic between the two of you. So addictions, these have come up. So toxic connection, roller coaster, broken mirrors. This is all around, so he really was very much broken when he met you. And this is just confirming it. So you both were broken mirrors when you met each other. But this is the stuff that you're both healing out. Don't forget, he's also looking at his stag energy, remember? So stag energy, his real Knight of Wands energy, all around him being broken when he met you. He's really looking at that. And then he's also got that that rooster energy, trying to close out those old cycles. All right, so that's what his current energy is. That's how he currently sees his connection. So I want to see what your teams want you to know about this connection. I'm going to get the angel deck for this one. Yeah, angel deck, I think. Yeah, let's get the angel deck. All right, let's see what your teams want you to know about this connection. Going to get one of the lovers decks, but no, we'll see. We'll get this. All right. So I'm just going to ring this out. So what do your teams want you to know about this connection? How does the divine see this connection? Straight away, we can't make this up. Straight away, you've got the Lovers. Right, so this is a divine counterpart connection. I'm being told you need to keep faith. Like you literally can't make this up, right? Like I have all of these cards, all these 78 cards, that one came out. Right, the Lovers. And it came out in the upright. I don't think we need to get any more cards. I think that's it. That's it. I think that kind of sums it all up. So the Lovers. All right. So you guys are obviously divine counterparts, right? You guys are supposed to meet each other. Everything that's happening, this is just being told you need to keep faith that this is just another layer that you're going to need to get through. Seven of Cups. Two of Cups. All coming through on the upright. King of Swords. Then we've got the Nine of Swords, but in the reverse. Well, this is really beautiful. This is really magic. So the Lovers. Okay, so we've dealt with that card. So this is a divine counterpart connection. You guys are absolutely a twin flames. This is what we've been told from the divine. So this is just a layer. This isn't really over. It's a layer. It's just you're going to have to keep faith. You're going to have to speak positively. You're going to have to just get through this layer. And you're going to have to trust that at the right time, you guys will be brought back into union again. But it's all under divine timing, right? Which you've been on this journey for long enough. All right, so then we've got the Seven of Cups. So, and this is in the blocker row. So the Seven of Cups is all around choices, right? So you were made to feel like a choice. This was a major blocker in your relationship. We know that. I do think that this masculine chose a third party over you, whatever that looks like. Yes, that caused a lot of pain. I don't think that that's coming as a surprise to whoever this divine feminine collective is. I think that you know that. And if it wasn't romantic, then it was another kind of interference. Like I said in the beginning, I was just getting family of some sort. So mother, sister, I was getting very strongly, but it could have been any family, to be honest. But Seven of Cups, all around choices, really not making the right choice, right? A lot of choices in front of you, right? A lot of friends and family and everything. There's just a lot of choices made ahead of you, right? Which is a major blocker, left to, really ultimately why you guys separated. Then we've got the Two of Cups here. The Two of Cups is a couple of things. It's around inner duality, but it's also about two parties meeting each other as equals, right? It's also one of the soul contract cards as well as those Two of Cups. It's a very beautiful card, but when this comes up for me in a love reading, it very much speaks to soul contract and the two of you being brought together at the right time when both of you are equal counterparts, right? So not one of you is not slightly healed. You're actually equals when you're brought back together, which is this Two of Cups. And this is what the universe is trying to grant you, right? They are trying to grant you the Two of Cups. This partnership of two equals coming together, of two healed individuals, which is what you want. You don't want this masculine coming back to you half broken still, because what will happen is that you will just start your same cycles over and over again, right? Which just confirms again is that you guys will be brought together. I also feel sometimes when I see this card, because it's the union of those two souls coming together, those equal counterparts coming together, I do also feel marriage as well sometimes. So or a deep commitment. It's just a deep commitment to each other, not necessarily marriage, but a deep commitment to each other. I do think that this is something that the universe is trying to grant you, that they're trying to bring in. But it has to be at the right time. Then we've got the King of Swords. Now, you could be dealing with an air sign. So Gemini, I'm just hearing Gemini very strongly straight away, Libra. But so air signs. It's also the King of Swords is a very, very logical king as well. So I think that both of you are looking very logically at this situation at the moment. I think once again, we're both mirroring each other here. So you're looking both very logically. Also, your masculine is probably a pretty logical person as well. But I'm just hearing that. So in love, like you do want a king to come through to you, but in love, you don't necessarily want a king of swords. Because the King of Swords, there's not a lot of heart to the King of Swords. He's very, very logical. He's very mind. His ideas and his mind comes first, not his heart. And so you don't necessarily want to. I mean, it's good that a King of Swords is coming through to you and that he's stepping into a king energy. But I think at the moment he's still just very much in his head about things and just trying to look very logically at this connection. I think both of you are actually just looking very logically at what's going on here, and I'm just hearing that both of you at the moment are your heads are leading and not your hearts, not your intuition. I think that goes for both of you. I think that both of you need to start trusting your intuition. I mean, you guys really are the lovers. Like you're being told, this is a divine counterpart connection. You do have a soul contract together. And then lastly, we've got the Nine of Swords, but this is really good. So this is the Nine of Swords, but in reverse, right? So the Nine of Swords is all around those sleepless nights that you've both been going on. It's real anxiety. It's, you know, in the traditional deck, that poor person is sitting there in bed, can't sleep. You know, it's real mind ache, this Nine of Swords, which is what you've both been going through, but you're going to come out of it. You will end up coming out of it. This is the outcome card. There will be a positive outcome here. It just might not be in the time that you both want. Right? Because it's not about ego's time. It's about the divine's time. And in the meantime, how many times can I say time in a sentence? But in the meantime, your job is to make yourself the very best version that you possibly can of yourself. Heal out your trauma. Understand what your mission work is. What is your life in this world? What is this life? What is your path in this world? How are you going to give back? Right? Are you being the very, very best person? And not just to yourself, but also to those around you. All right, so the Lovers, beautiful card. Then under the Lovers, we've got Temperance. Interesting that's come out in the reverse though. So Temperance is all around finding balance, that internal yin and yang, very much around, you know, inner duality. The Temperance card. It's also got Archangel Michael as well. So you or both of you could be quite close to your angels, quite close to Archangel Michael. Also, I was being told here the number 14. So 1-4, fourth of the first, first of the fourth. Could also be a relevant day or birthday. But yes, but Temperance, there has been a lack of balance between the two of you though, right? There has been, right? And even though you guys are divine counterparts, this is in the reverse, which means that there's still a lack of balance here. Which means that, look, it could be still a little bit of time before this masculine does come through. He wants to. The desire is here. He knows how special this connection is. The divine knows how special this connection is. It's just whether you're masculine and yourself, really, for that matter, right? If you're actually in a place to find balance or not with each other. All right, so 7 of Cups. Then we've got the Queen of Swords in reverse. Okay, doesn't surprise me this has come up. I would also say too, it doesn't surprise me because of the King of Swords and Queen of Swords. So these also remind me of divine counterparts. We've got the King and Queen of Swords. Also very much on the twin flame journey, right? Because there's quite a bit of, it's quite a distant card, right? The King and Queen of Swords, they're not really leading with their hearts, leading with their minds. They can be quite distant, very logical about things. So they do really remind me of the twin flame journey. So just a little confirmation from Spirit. As you've got the Lovers, you've also got the twin flame, or how I see the twin flame cards as well. But we've then got the Queen of Swords. So in the upright, she is a very I'm going to say cutthroat, but in the best possible way, right? She doesn't take any stuff from anyone, the Queen of Swords, but it's in the reverse here, the Queen of Swords, which means that she's the Queen of Swords. She is the very dark side of the mind, right? Which means she could be quite manipulative, quite controlling, quite a jealous queen as well. Also, she can be very dismissive. I think that the masculine is scared that you might be a little bit Queen of Swords, as in quite dismissive, that you might. It's also a card of rejection as well, the Queen of Swords. And so I think that this has been a blocker for quite some time. The fact that you were made to feel like a choice, and that we do have this Queen of Swords in reverse energy here. This is very much old energy though, but these are the blockers that were there in the relationship. All right, so then we've got Two of Cups in the upright. All right, I'm going to take both of those cards. So what do we have? We've got the Fool, and then we've also got the Hierophant. Wow. So the Fool is all about having the courage to take a step towards each other, right? Into the Two of Cups, right? So that union between the two of you, the union of two equals coming together, taking that step towards each other with the Fool. This is in reverse though, so I think that at the moment we do have a bit of a blocker here. I think that this masculine is really, I don't know if he's actually in the right energy to come through to you. I think that is why he's lacking the confidence to come through. I think that is actually what the blocker is. So he really does see you as the Empress, and which makes sense because you really are stepping into your Empress energy. You truly are. But it's causing him to have just doubt here, doubt. But then we've got the King of Swords, which we've spoken about. Then we've got the Hierophant. So the Hierophant really is the true traditional marriage card. It really is. It's all about tradition. So marriage, church, marriage, all of that. So we've got the Lovers. We've also got the married, like the true definition of marriage here with the Hierophant. This is also the Oracle card as well. So this is very much a teacher's card, as in on your mission work, sitting there teaching to others. I think the both of you are both Hierophants, I'll be honest. I think that you're already there. I have this feeling that you're already a teacher of some sort. I think you're already in your Hierophant energy. But I think that this king is about to step into your masculine, I think, is about to step into his Hierophant energy. But it's very much the marriage card, which has come up a couple of times with you guys now. And I've already also said it a couple of times as well. All right, and then just lastly, we've got the Nine of Swords in the reverse. All right, I'm being told to take this in the upright. But we've got Ace of Wands. So the Ace of Wands is all around that brand new action, that offer coming through. All right, that real, which it will, right? So it's going to be an offer. It's going to be that connection between the two of you, that brand new action. This masculine finally turning the Fool upright and coming through to you, which will put you both out of Nine of Swords energy. But I'm just not sure of the timing of it. I'm just not sure of the timing here. Like I said, I think that this is a layer that both of you need to get through here, but in particular yourself, Divine Feminine, I think it's a layer that you have to get through. It's around trusting in divine timing. All right, so what I might do then is I'm just going to get these little black cards, because I'm just being told that's pretty much sort of it. I think this is a layer that you're going to have to get through, and it's all really teaching you around trust, Divine Feminine. You do have something coming that he really does want to, and you guys are the Lovers, but I'm just hearing you're going to have to keep the faith. Keep the faith. It's probably so frustrating to whoever is listening to this. All right, I'm going to get these little black cards because I want to see what comes through. I do have a couple of cards here. We've got Love, Call, and Lightning. I've just flipped the deck over. So, I don't all right, I may be eating my words here. Let's see. All right, let's actually put those over and let's actually just see what comes out. All right. So what are the next steps? So when I'm saying next step is over the next sort of few weeks. I'm hearing sort of like 14. I'm just hearing over the next couple of weeks or so is what I'm hearing. What are the next steps for this connection? This masculine. What's going to happen? All right. So straight away we've got acts. So we've got breakup, separation, stop the pattern. So yes, confirming there is separation between the two of you, but also that this masculine is stopping his patterns. He is starting to really axe out those karmic relationships in his life. So this is what he's focusing on over the next few weeks, right? It's really just getting rid of those karmic cycles, karmic relationships out of his life, really stopping those negative patterns, those toxic patterns. Okay, next few weeks for this connection. Also, I'm hearing for you too, right? That's actually what's going to happen. You're going to continue to axe out those things in your life which are no longer serving you. So real 8 of Cups energy for the both of you. All right, a couple more cards here. All right, so we do have heartbreak. So deeply hurt, sad, separation. So breakup, grieving. I think you're both going to continue to grieve over this relationship. So you're both feeling this heartbreak. I think you're both trying to heal out from this still over the next few weeks. Also both healing out your addictions, right? So codependency, obsession, controlling behavior, restraint. This card keeps coming, or this word keeps coming up as addiction. So I think the both of you will keep working on your addictions. Like I said before, I think addictions played a really large part in this relationship, but you're both looking to heal this out. And you're both got to keep focusing on that. But then we've got seduction. So dating, hooking up, temptation, third-party influence. So this is all just confirming what we were talking about. So this third-party influence, you know, that temptation, that word temptation has come out again. All part of this masculine shadow, also yours as well. But I think that this is really going to be the masculine's focus over the next few weeks, is really healing out shadow, really shadow work. I'm going to get another couple more just to see what this masculine's focus is, which is really the energy that you want him in, right? You really do want him in this energy. You don't want him still coming back to you if he's still got karmic relationships and third parties and addictions, and this is all the stuff he's trying to axe out so that he can come through to you, right? I'm just being told once again that this is going to be a real test for you, and just patience. I know how frustrating that is. All right, I'm going to get two more cards. One more, please. Oh, one more, please. I mean, I don't want to give me another one. Oh, there we go, that one. All right, but we have kisses, unconditional love. So we've got this again. We've got the keys on a string. So many options, decision, unconventional, strung along, one night stand. So this is still going over in this masculine's mind as to how he treated you, right? Is that he really did make you feel strung along. He knows this. This is his shadow. This is what's being healed out. But yet we've still got kisses, though, right? So unconditional loving, giving and receiving affection, falling in love. He still loves you very, very much. There's still a lot of love here. But this masculine does need to heal. He needs to be focusing on healing for the next little bit. And he will be released back to you, but it will be in the divine timing. It's not in ego's time. And I'm just being told that, yeah, like, I don't want to keep repeating myself, but it really is. It's going to be a bit of a test for you, a bit of a test in patience. By no means do I think this is over. I just think you're going to have to just have a little bit more patience here. Oh, very good. Okay, I am going to finish the reading there. I'm being told that is it for today. So I certainly hope you got a little bit of guidance there, a little bit of reassurance. If you have made it all the way through to this end, so this very long reading, I would ask that you like and subscribe. It does obviously helps me, but more importantly, it helps these messages get out to the right people, out to those that need to hear them, given that I am such a new channel here on YouTube. So yeah, if you could please like and subscribe and support in that way, it would be really appreciated. And that's really it for today. So I will see you in the next reading. Thank you.